Welcome to this video on MADM Academy, where we're going to continue diving deeper into wireframing your website. So if you're looking to develop your first website, or perhaps you already have an existing website that you're looking to improve, then an important first step is wireframing it. Just getting the elements onto the screen so that you know exactly kind of what elements you're going to have on there, and how they're going to be laid out as well. So it doesn't have to be specific and precise in terms of dimensions and layouts and margin and spacing, but we're going to kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. So the styling, the fonts, all of that good stuff will come in the next step. That's not wireframing, that's kind of like the design process. But for now, it's an important step where we wireframe the website so that we make sure that the elements that need to be on the website go on there. We mentioned in the previous video that there are certain principles, certain fundamentals that we need to get down first. We need to have certain things on our website, and unless you have like a really good reason for not including some of these, then just follow what the successful people are doing. Basically, we had a look in that previous video at some other examples on glance.fyi, some huge businesses that spend a lot of money and time into researching these things, and in my experience over the years, the successful portfolio sites as well, not just big business sites, but more importantly the portfolio sites, the small business sites, do perform much better when you follow these principles. Just a little side note, but I mention this quite often, that actually there's a lot of similarities and crossovers between digital marketing and cooking as well. So cooking, food and digital marketing have quite a lot of crossovers. It might sound ridiculous, but I think it works, and so do others really. So it's all about getting the basics right first. You cannot start trying to create like some super fancy, great looking meal without getting the fundamentals down first. Getting them basics right, getting your base right first, then you can keep building on top of it, and with confidence and experience, you can start experimenting more. But let's get the basics right, because if you create a meal without the right experience and it looks amazing, it's probably going to taste horrible. And it's similar to digital marketing as well. If you start going for the big stuff first without getting the fundamentals down right, it's just not going to work properly, and then you start falling into the trap of chasing the wrong kind of like metrics. We see it so often where clients and students are talking about, huge views on social media, but it's not really translating into what's important. So this is an opportunity for us to really look at what elements are available to us, and what are our options. So the important ones really are your headline. We mentioned that in the previous video. The headline is so important, and again, unless you've got a really good reason for not following this, then please, if you've not got the experience and you want your website to do well, follow these principles. So your headline, whether that goes here or in the middle of the screen or however you want to lay it out, it's up to you. But this is quite a common layout. So you've got your headline on the left hand side, a descriptive sentence or short paragraph that can go beneath it. An example here would be for the headline, I'm a graphic designer specializing in Adobe Illustrator. Fantastic. And again, in the copywriting sections, that's when we'll dive deeper into actually writing great headlines and great content. But for now, we've got a rough idea of what the headline should be. The description or the short sentence could be, the location, the years of experience that you have, that kind of thing. Just so when somebody lands onto your website for the first time, whether that's on desktop or mobile or tablets, whatever screen it is, it doesn't matter. They can see exactly what it is that you're offering and a little brief piece of information about you as well. So remembering that we're not always trying to appeal to everyone, and we certainly shouldn't be. We should be always just trying to speak to the people that are really going to benefit from hiring us, buying from us, interacting with us. This is for specific people who need a specific thing, and we want to make that clear. Top right section here, this should be the same on mobile as well. Top right, have your core call to action, your call to action button. What action do you want your users to take above anything else? Top right, join now, subscribe, sign up, start your free trial, hire me, contact me, whatever that might be. Make it clear. Top right, that is what you want them to do. They're obviously going to have to take some steps prior to getting there, but this is just a practice and principle that's used over and over again. In that previous video, we looked at glance.fyi, didn't we? Every single site on here that I can see has, even on these where it doesn't really have it very clearly, it still has that call to action in the top right hand corner. And if we're going to be really picky about this, we might argue that actually some of them are quite difficult to see, but let's go with the consensus. And every single site on here, more often than not, and I'd say it's a ratio of 9 out of 10, if not more, have a very, very clear call to action in that top right hand corner example here. Try free. This site has 2. Sign up free up here. Sign up free on here. Sign up free. Join the waitlist. Create event. And they're that clear that the majority of them try Notion. I think that says there. Have them that clear that without even clicking onto the full screen, we can actually see what it is here. This has sign in or try for free, etc. So it obviously here's a principle that works. Here can be the navigation links. Very common on a lot of websites, to have this experience. Sometimes websites are now having the drawer on the left-hand side for the menu. That's quite a good look as well. But for now, let's just keep things simple. We want to have it at the top of the screen. Users know what this means, how to, work with it. Left-hand corner, quite often to have your logo on there. Please do not fall into the trap of giving up the most important part of your website and just having your logo on there. We see that so often, where you'll log onto a website and it is just like a logo with some text below it. Why? It makes no sense. It sets the user straight off with this feeling that you are just there to talk about yourself. You're not. You're there to have a mutual conversation with the user. So let's concentrate on what elements are available and what do we need to have. Further down the site, I'm going to try, hopefully this is going to work, maybe this is going to not work, perhaps, hopefully it should. If I can copy and paste this down here, it actually has worked quite nicely. So that is our above the fold section. I'm going to remove this border on here now, and we can start seeing that as we scroll down the site, what is that next section going to be? So we've got images, haven't we? We've got buttons, we've got our headlines. So really we've got text, we've got navigational links, we've got logos, we've got images, videos as well. If you've got a video for your website, then great work. If you've got like a little 2-minute, 3-minute video that you've created that's like maybe an introduction to who you are, what you do, why you do it, or maybe it's a screenshot, maybe video where you've screen recorded yourself doing some work, for instance. It might be a little mixture. You've got a nice big video on there as well. I'm going to put that further down here. Again, remembering that the dimensions don't matter. It's just really reminding ourselves what we want to have on the website. If you want to write that this is going to be a video, then great. I'm not going to spend too much time doing that. We all kind of know where we're at with that. If we want to have like a little section down here as well, and again, don't lose time here worrying too much about the styling. For instance, maybe we want to have like a section here that also has like an image, for instance, here, and then some more text that can go here, more text here, for instance. That's quite a common thing that we see on websites, isn't it, where you kind of scroll down and then have this little section here. I'm not going to do the same on mobile. I'm sure that if you're able to do this, you can kind of do the same on mobile as well, just change the dimensions slightly. Let's make this a bit bigger. We're going to have our about me video here. We're going to have a little title to go with that as well, that can go here as well. So we've got a little bit further down the website, we're seeing like the little watch my video. Obviously you don't want that as a title, but watch my video below, just as a reminder of what's going on here as well. We want to have some more calls to action further down the screen, just reminding our users that they can interact with us, that they can contact us. Maybe you want to have a little step-by-step guide, really, how does it work, when you interact with you, whether you're an individual or a business owner. This is a very good practice. So you have like, step 1, call me, step 2, let's talk about your project. Excuse me. And step 3 then can be, receive your finished product, received your, product item design. Let's go with the graphic design theme that we mentioned earlier. You want to have that like here, maybe with some more styling and another image here on the right hand side. Or you can lay it out across as well, which would be like step 1, step 2, step 3, with maybe like a little icon. I'm just going to go here with let's go with the circles. Quite often you'll see this one where you've got like the little icon circles or squares here. So you've got like step 1, step 2 and step 3. Just reminding people it's simple to deal with you. If you can use your imagination just a moment here, you can have these as like little text boxes. I'll change the colour just so we can see that this isn't a button, this is more like the text little section here. And hopefully by now, we're starting to see that we're going to have like a few little parts here where, we've got an image, we've got some more text. Dive deeper into each of these sections. Look what's working on other sites as well. Click on these, see which website it is. I don't know if you've actually got to sign in to this site. I think you do. Oh no, you can't click on it directly with this little arrow. So let's go on to Parallel, and then we can actually scroll down and see what sort of things this website has. This is actually an amazingly built website. You're probably not going to be able to build this immediately. This is a very well built website, but immediately we can see number 1, build your hiring brand. Number 2, discover great talent. 3, convert with speed. Then we scroll down here, less hiring process, more great hires. You do not have to have it as complex as this. Actually, a design agency that I recommend looking at, Knapsack Creative, so that's knapsackcreative.com, if you can see that up here. A website that they did that was fantastic that follows this principle is motivatedmornings.work. It might be easy for you to just click on that, motivatedmornings.work. They've got a little image here on the right, they've got the headline, they've got the description text here, they've got a call to action, very clear, play the video, scroll down. They're asking you what the problem is, you're tired of not completing that project, etc. And actually, I don't want to go too sidetracked on this. This is as good as it gets when it comes to copywriting and laying out a website for a small business. But this is something that we're going to look at more in the copywriting section, because this is difficult. Well, I say it's more advanced in terms of copywriting, so it's not the purpose of this session. So if you're interested in the sort of wording that you should be using here, why it's laid out in this particular way, you see that this is following like the hero's narrative, the hero's journey, story structure model. So what we're doing here is we're introducing, the outcome. If you do business with this company, if you start signing up with Motivated Mornings, you're going to start doing things, more effectively, more productively. We're introducing the problem. We're talking now about the solution. And again, there's these little icon boxes that we talked about previously. If we continue scrolling down, there's some more great information here. So, you've got the pricing clearly here. If you scroll down, you're actually talking more about the outcome. There's a really good little lead generator here. If you want to have your lead generator on your website, then have it maybe down here at the bottom. Lead generators are something that we'll look at again in its own section, but for now, excuse me, just get these primary elements onto your site, onto your wireframe, so that when it comes time to actually styling it, which will be the next step that we'll look at tomorrow, right, what we have here is the actual wireframe of your website, so you can start seeing, okay, these are the elements that I need to have on here. If you want to see this into more detail and actually have better understanding of the user interactions, how do you want them to interact with your site, what's the purpose of your website, how are you going to get them to sign up or join or contact you, then we're going to go a step further in the next video, which is level 4 wireframing, which is conversion rate optimization and all that good stuff. So if you're just getting started, this might well be enough for you to go ahead and start styling the website. But if you want to go to level 4, excuse me, if you want to go to level 4 and have really good understanding of the kind of flow, the happy path, the kind of path that you want your users to take so that they can interact with your site and sign up or contact you, whatever it might be, then join us in the next level 4 video as well.